Good morning. Today we discuss about electrical drive concept. Today, so much of industries are concentrating on automation. Whenever we are talking about the automations, the major vital role playing the drive systems, because the automation requires a motion control mechanism. The drive is nothing but a system which employ for motion control is known as a drive, which may employ any of the prime movers such as diesel or gas turbines or hydraulic motors or electrical motors for supplying the mechanical energy for motion control. So whenever we are talking about the electrical drive, it is used for motion control mechanisms. I explained this concept with the help of an analogical examples. Before the person is driving the vehicle is in a static motion. So if the person is switch on the vehicles and accelerate, means the vehicle is in a motion state. The thing is, the person is controlling the motion of the vehicle. That's why we named himself as a driver, because he is controlling the motion of the vehicle. So the same concept is applying for drive systems. Whenever the system is controlling the motion is known as a drive methodology. So we may employ any of the prime mover to convert the mechanical and for provide the mechanical energy for motion control. So this is the functional block diagram of electrical drive. It consists of source, power modulator, motor, load, sensing unit, control unit. Source, normally in our India, single phase and three phase 50 Hz frequency is available. So depending upon our applications, we can go for the source. If our application is low to medium power applications, we can go for single phase and three phase electrical energy power supply, that is AC supply. So that is 400 volt supply. If our application is high power applications, we go for 3.3 kV, 11 kV, 132 kV. So depending upon our application, we can choose our source. If our application is DC related, means we can go for DC source. That is, batteries are required to provide the electrical energy for the systems. So that DC is range for based on the application 4 volt, 8 volt, 24 volt, 12 volt, 48 volt. So depending upon our applications, we can choose the power supply. So that is about the source. So next part is power modulator. In electrical drive system, the power modulator is playing a vital role. So the power modulator can be termed in a three category. One is it acts as a power converters. So it converts the power from the source to the motor. So it will convert the powers from the source and it will give the motor in a suitable form. So by using the power converter, we convert the electrical energy and that energy to be given to the motor in a suitable form. For example, if we are having the electrical power supply as a AC supply, but I am using the motor as a DC motor, so I can't directly give power provision to the electrical motor, because I am having the AC supply, my motor is a DC supply. So that's why I need a power converter. So if my supply is AC, my motor is DC, I use rectifier. The rectifier will convert the AC supply into the DC supply. So here I am using a power modulator as a rectifier, because my motor is a DC motor. So similarly, if for example, if my motor is a AC motor, but I want variable frequency as well as a variable voltage. So how I will get from the variable voltage and variable frequency with the fixed frequency and fixed voltage? So if I am using the inverter as a power modulator, I can get the variable voltage and variable supply. So the importance of the power modulator is it will convert the power from the source and suitable form to the power motors. So the converter can be classified into the following types. So first one is rectifier. A rectifier is used to convert the fixed AC supply into the DC supply. So it will convert the AC supply into the DC supply. Second one is inverter. The inverter will convert the DC supply into the AC supply. Third one is AC voltage controller. The AC voltage controller will convert the fixed AC into the variable AC without changing the frequency. So here frequency value will be same. Third one is, that is fourth one is cyclo converter. The cyclo converter will convert the fixed AC voltage, fixed frequency into the variable voltage and variable frequency. Fifth type is chopper. The chopper will convert the fixed DC voltage into the variable DC voltage. See, depending upon our applications, we can choose any one of the converters. So, for example, if my motor is a DC motor, I am having supply as a AC supply, means I can go for rectifier. The rectifier will convert the AC supply into the DC supply. For example, if my motor, I want to run the motor with a variable frequency and variable AC. So then I go for cyclo converters, because the cyclo converter will convert the fixed AC voltage and fixed frequency into the variable voltage and variable frequency. So depending upon our applications, the power modulator can be chosen from the various type of converters. The ultimate aim of the power converter is it will give the suitable form of power supply to the motor. So second one is it imparted the speed torque requirement of the motor. Third point is, so based on that power modulator, the motoring operations and the braking operations can be occur. So the mode of operations can be selected with the help of power modulator. Next point is the power modulator can be used for starting, braking and applications. So power modulators can be used for as a converters. Second one is it can be used as a input impedance. It can be used as a switching circuits. The power modulator is used as a switching circuit, means so depending upon our starting or brakings, we can control the switching, the operations of the circuit. So the power modulator can be operated as a converters, so it will give suitable form of electrical supply to the motor. So power modulators can be used as a input impedance to control the resistance of the systems. So the power modulator can be used as a switching circuits to limit the currents, as well as it will starting and braking operations can be done. So the power modulator modulate the flow of power from the source and motor. It operates in a 4-quadrant operations, starting, braking as well as motoring and regenerating braking. The all operations can be done with the help of power modulator. So next point is motor. So motor, depending upon our applications, we can choose the motor. So if our applications is AC motor, AC means, so we can go for AC motors. AC motors we are having induction motors, synchronous motors, and special electrical motors such as a stepped motors and switched reluctance motors. So if I am using as a DC motor means, DC motor can be classified into a shunt separate excited DC motors and series separated DC motors and self-excited DC motors. So self-excited DC motors can be further classified into shunt motors, series motors. Next one is compound motors. So based upon our load requirements, we can choose the motor. So load can be a, depending upon our applications, it will give the task, it will complete the task. So for example, load as a fan, lamp, or anything can be load, washing machines. So depending upon our application, we can go for any other task accomplishment. So what we are using the sensor unit, because this is a closed loop mechanism. So by sensing the parameters, for example speed, we can use tachometer to sense the speed of the motors. So if I want to control my speed of the motor means, I can sense the actual speed, and that actual sensor speed is given to the control unit. So it will compare with that actual speed with the reference speed. So based on that error signal, it will give appropriate command to the power modulator. Power modulator is nothing but the converters. So based on that reference, so it will give the appropriate firing pulses to the converters. Based on that converters firing angles, it will give the appropriate motion control of the systems. So this is in a closed loop mechanisms. So the sensing unit can be a speed sensors or current sensors. So if you are using a speed sensors, we can use tacho generators or anything to sense the speed of the motors. If you are using the current sensors, Hall effect sensors are used as the sensor to sense the current. So control unit is used to control the power modulators. So based on the sensing unit, it will compare with the reference input signals. Based on that comparisons, it will give the appropriate command to the power modulator. So based on that control unit appropriate command, the firing angles can be given. So the motor will achieve the accurate desired motion control mechanism. So this is about the functional block diagram of electrical drive. So what are the advantages of electrical drives means, the electrical drives can be used in a environment, that is environment free application, that is it will not pollute anything. So that's why the electrical drives can be used for a low, it is not a polluting drives. So it is very useful drives, and we can achieve the 4-quadrant operations. So these are the applications, and we can achieve the flexible speed control characteristics, and it is non-polluting and environment friendly. So we can starting the motor as well as decelerating the motor, that is braking the motor in a appropriate form. If you are using the electrical braking mechanism, the braking can be in a smooth manner. So these are the advantages of the electrical drive, that is flexible speed characteristics and non-polluting. It can be used in any type of explosive environment, and we can achieve the starting, braking, and the speed, or that is the current of that motor can be limited. We can protect the circuit from the abnormal conditions. So next, what are the choice of electrical drives? So drives can be selected based on the steady state requirements, transient requirements, and cost, maintenance, lifetimes. So based on this constraints, we can choose the electrical drives. So today we discussed about what is the electrical drives, and what are the functional block diagram of electrical drives, and what is the importance of power modulators, and what are the type of motors available, and what is the use of sensing unit, and how the sensing unit sensed data will give the appropriate command to the power modulator, how the power modulator to impact the speed torque characteristics required by the mode. So all things we discussed, and advantages of the electrical drives and choice of electrical drives also discussed. So next class we discuss about next topic. Thank you.
Okay.